All right, so we've had a lot of things happen in the media over the past couple of days. First, we got Jamal Bowman calling Elon Musk a Nazi, and Elon Musk apparently coming out to sue Jamal Bowman. Maybe CNN, I'm not really sure yet. But we also got conservatives being swatted, and we got a woman trying to steal a MAGA hat on a train in New York, I believe, because it's a train. Where else would you try to steal a MAGA hat on a train? And then we got Tesla drivers being berated while driving their Tesla. First, we're going to start off with the Jamal Bowman clip. Play it.
That's not true. And this shows, again, the American people do not trust Elon Musk. And Elon Musk is incompetent in his position. And how do we know? Because they fired tens of thousands of people. It was challenged in court. The court said the people have to go back, and now the people are coming back. He's incompetent. He's a thief. He's a Nazi, and people don't trust him. Period.
I find this one funny because he said incompetent, but this is the same guy. This is a representative who pulled the fire alarm in the House just to delay a vote.
A Democratic congressman is under investigation after he pulled a fire alarm in the House office building. This is as his party was trying to delay a vote on the stopgap spending bill. A statement from Bowman's office acknowledged that he pulled the alarm and says he, quote, did not realize he would trigger a building alarm as he was rushing to make an urgent vote.
So Elon Musk is incompetent while you're trying to pull a fire alarm in order to delay a vote? Sure, bud. Okay, so this next clip is a female Tesla driver being stopped in the middle of the road by a masked individual.
Cut off and berated, and it was all captured on camera. And the woman that was driving said the man that did all this was angry because she was driving a Tesla.
I was thankfully by myself.
Lee was on the way to a doctor's appointment in Linwood Wednesday morning when she says all of a sudden a driver behind her just laid on the horn as they came up to a red light. Things spiraled out of control when a white SUV followed her and cut her off, stopping in the middle of the road.
Gets out and walks straight up to my window. So I cracked my window and I said, what is the problem? And he goes, you need to sell your car. This is a Nazi car. You're driving it. You need to sell your car.
Lee says she's been driving a Tesla for the last 2 years. She says the man wearing a camouflage jacket and a ski mask attacked her for it.
It's really sad, that this is what's happening to people who honestly, it doesn't affect how I believe or what I believe. Just the car I drive. Being in Seattle, climate's important, our footprint's important. This seemed like the right move for our very busy family.
This, however, isn't the first incident or act of vandalism reported. We've seen attack after attack after attack. Teslas set ablaze at the Las Vegas Service Center earlier this week, with the culprit leaving behind the word resist. In Oregon, shots were fired at a dealership, and in Massachusetts, charging stations were torched.
Now, if you're that soft that you have to pull over in the middle of traffic just to berate somebody who's driving a Tesla, you might have a mental illness. Especially if you're wearing a balaclava and you're gonna pull somebody over in the middle of the road like that. That is not healthy. That is not healthy. What if you were pulling over some dude with a pistol, or just the wrong person? You were just pulling over the wrong person. That can't be healthy. Especially if you're getting out with a mask. Nah, that is not good for your health. All right, next we got a clip of a woman on a train berating someone who is wearing a MAGA hat.
That is why he won, because of people like you who need to stop it. Let him live. Bro, just like go.
He said that's why he won, because people like you are acting like this. That's why he won. And here she goes. She's gonna continue to call him a racist, even though she doesn't even know this dude. She just sees him wearing a MAGA hat and she's just triggered.
How can I be racist?
If you fucking voted for Trump, you're racist. He's a racist.
How can I be racist? No, he's not. Leave him alone.
Doesn't watch the news.
You realize he was a Democrat. Highly educated.
Oh, are you?
You see how she's asking him, do you watch the news? But you see, she's acting like that because she 100% probably watches MSNBC. I'm going to go ahead and guess she watches MSNBC.
I said, why are you wearing that hat?
Everything's been going up for I don't know how long. The Democrats have been running New York since who knows how long.
I'm stupidly educated.
Well, this is my style. I hope you enjoy the hat.
She tries to steal it. He caught a video. The dude caught a video. The dude catches a video. Look, he caught a video. At the end there, you can see the second dude takes a picture of her face after she falls. That's hilarious, bro. Not encouraging bullying, but that's hilarious. You know what? That dude in the beginning probably had a point. You know, people voted for Trump probably because of weirdos like you. Crazy people who are acting like you on the train. All right, let's continue on to other matters. The next one we got is conservatives being swatted. So over the years, I think out of about 1,000 swattings, there has been like 2 deaths. To me, I don't see any other reason why you would swat somebody other than to scare them at the least. Just from the fact that it's only targeting conservatives is very alarming, because this would raise concerns about this, you know, becoming a terroristic act, which to me seems like it would be terroristic act. This is a clearly politicized. This is clearly based on political views, and it is supposed to scare you 100%, because these people are calling sheriff's office or, you know, police department and basically telling them, hey, these people are locked up in this house and people were unalived and there's guns and crazy things going on, and the cops have to respond to that. And the cops don't know what they're walking into, so, you know, they come in full kitted, full battle rattle, ready to go. And meanwhile, there's just a dude in there sleeping with his kids upstairs, and, you know, his wife, and everything's normal. No one's being threatened or anything.
None of my business, but it don't look like there's been 3 or 4 guys in here that's shot everybody.
In addition to the attacks on Tesla owners around the country, there's another element of political hate crimes growing in the country, as multiple conservative and MAGA figures have become targets of so-called swatting incidents at their homes. Larry Taunton, who has more than 177,000 followers on X and more than 140,000 YouTube subscribers, was in bed around 1 a.m. on Monday when 3 officers approached his home, guns drawn. Police told Taunton that they received a call saying 3 men in hoodies were, quote, moving throughout the house, executing everybody, end quote. Nationally syndicated talk radio host Joe Pagliarulo's home was swatted last week, bringing heavily armed police officers to his home at 2:35 in the morning. Video shows a man who appears dressed as a cop with an AR-15 outside his house. Joining us now is Larry and Joe for details. Larry, first to you, when you saw the officers outside with guns drawn, what was your first feeling?
Well, I can only see silhouettes of them, and thanks to my dog, I saw them before they saw me, and so I had a weapon of my own, and I could just see the silhouettes of men carrying what I thought were AR-15s and turned out to be AR-15s. And you mentioned 3, there were actually 5, 2 more on the perimeter, 9 cars parked away from my home. They came in, as they described it, blacked out, meaning no lights on their cars, no sirens. And here it is, 1:15 in the morning, I think my timestamp on the camera says, and I'm thinking I'm about to be in a firefight.
Well, Joe, I mean, thank God nobody's been killed, as far as I know, in any of these incidences so far. But you know, it eventually something's got to happen, because you see armed people, and you had kids in the home too, right, Joe?
Yeah, my wife and kids were asleep down the hall. I happen to be a guy who goes to bed very, very late, 5 o'clock in the morning. So I was awake when my Blink camera went off and sent me a notification on the phone. And like Larry, I've got guns nearby. I live in Texas. We've got plenty of guns. I see somebody with an AR-15. Clearly, that's what it was. I have an AR-15 too. I know what the gun is. And I didn't know that the guys are really a police officer. And if you can see in the background of that video you're showing, there are more flashlights. There were 3 more cops behind him, and then 3 in my backyard. The intention, David, is clear. They want us to die at our houses because of what we say. This is attempted murder, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is crazy. I can't even imagine like some dude coming up to my house like full kit, and I don't know if he's a cop or not. Like that's not okay, bro.
Larry, has any Democrat stood up and said this is terribly wrong? To all my supporters out there, don't even think of doing something like this.
You know, they're too busy burning Teslas. I think I haven't heard from any of them. And listen, to add to something that Joe just said here, they are these callers. This is definitely terrorism, and this is an attempt to use local law enforcement as proxy assassination squads.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this is. And except they're stupid because we really don't even know what it is that we're talking about. They don't like. Is it Israel, Hamas, USAID? I mean, come on, be clear.
Joe, we got to run. I'm so sorry to cut you off quickly, but
it's funny they
10
cut it right
seconds,
here.
What would you like to see the FBI do about this?
The FBI's got to track them down, figure out the VOIP numbers that they're using, end up getting these people not only for attempted murder, but for domestic terrorism too. I think that would stick.
I think the domestic terrorism would stick to this. It's very obviously terrorism. It's like a low grade terrorism, but it is 100% terrorism because there's also, when we go back to the Tesla thing, there's also a website. I'm not going to say what it's called. I'm not going to show it or anything. Because, a lot of people are probably going to fly. I mean, not that I get a large crowd, but anyway. I don't want to show it to more people, then more people go on there, and then more people know about it. Yeah. But anyway, there's a website that shows basically the map of the U.S. and where all the Teslas are located and the addresses. And you can click icons, and you can see where a Tesla owner lives and where the Tesla is. And they're basically hoarding information about people who drive Teslas. And it's funny. It's not funny, but it's just so contradicting because the left were the people of EVs, but now all of a sudden they're burning EVs. I don't understand. I don't get it. They hate Elon Musk so much that they would burn EVs. I thought this was for climate. I thought this was for the environment. I thought we were saving the environment by having EVs. And now you're burning the charging stations. This doesn't make any sense. Anyway, yeah, I do think 100% that the claim of this being terrorism is like a low grade terrorism. But I mean, terrorism is terrorism. I think that will stick. I mean, it's very, very obvious. It's politically motivated and it's to scare you. That's terrorism. I mean, this is a whole nother level when you have a website full of people's addresses and personal information just because they own Teslas for you to go shoot at or to go throw a Molotov cocktail onto. Or vandalize it. Like this is terrorism, bro. and then you got people like Jimmy Kimmel and Bill Burr out here actually kind of encouraging it. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and I'll see you later. Peace.